ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Donna Just Being Real, and hopefully everybody's having a blessed and an awesome Sunday. God is great. God is great. Alright, so we're going to get into this topic. This picture right here bothers me so much. Look at the smug look on his face, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at it. Every time I look at this, those stupid old tattoos, look at them. Alright, so we're back to the low life again. Now, what we're focusing on today is, ladies and gentlemen, we're focusing on the jail phone calls. Yes, the jail phone calls. Alright, my name is Donna. Welcome to my channel. My channel is about dating, love, relationships, and toxic relationship advice channel. Yes, we focus on all things relationship, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I use trials, I use crime stories, and I give my own advice too. Alright, and we focus on this one. Now, I just basically want to focus on clips that's dealing more with the relationships. And I want to focus on the jail calls. We want to focus on his attitude. It's all about him. Poor him. Typical sociopath. I think this man's a full-blown sociopath. So we're going to focus on his jail calls with his wife, right? And also another side chick he got. And if I'm correct, it'll be the mother too. Should be on here too. We'll see, because I only listened to some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. So we're kind of watching it together. And what you do is you hit the like button and share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. And tell me, what do you think about this whole trial? Do you feel that he deserved the death penalty or no? Just life in prison? And also, I mean, just share your thoughts. And if you need to, reach out to me for coaching in dating, love, relationships, toxic relationship, you need advice on, feel free. You find my email in the description, or you also have a viewer's request. We can go from there, or you just need to talk to me about something, whatever it is. But you find everything in the description. All right? But don't forget, hit the like. And if my channel is your type of commentary, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and we'll go from there. All right, and shout out to everybody who's been watching the replays. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And also shout out to people that's been donating to my channel, sending blessings. I appreciate it too. I really do. And also to the ones that, email me, tell me that they find value in my commentary, that it's helpful to them. They see things a different way. Oh my gosh, that's just the biggest thing to me, because that's what my channel's all about, to help people to date smart, not thirsty, give you clarity, see things, for what it is. We have to really go deep. And that's why I like to go more deeper into these different cases of what we could do to prevent stuff from happening. We can't just go by what's the surface, what's behind it. And also, the next video I will be doing on here, I'm going to focus on his father. And I thought it was very interesting with the father on the sentencing stage. At first, I was kind of like, I don't really want to watch the father, because it sounded like, oh, my son, he can't do no wrong. No, but it was really helpful because we get to learn about his childhood. And this explains a lot about his personality. But that's not today. That will be another day. All right? So today we're going to focus on the jail phone calls. The jail phone calls. And my co-host this evening, the real Jack Newtown, he's here. All right, so let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, like I said, this is day 3. Mistress and child murder sentencing. Lowlife Ronald Burgos, whatever his name is. Jail phone calls. Okay, and this is day 3 of the sentencing. All right, and the sentencing penalty, they basically deciding now either he's going to get the death penalty or not. All right, but regardless, anything that happens, he's never going to come out of jail. That's just the bottom line. Either going to kill him or not, or whatever, but he's never coming out of jail. This monster killed that woman like that. Oh, and the baby. See? She's the side chick, and there's the baby. All right, let's get to it. Oh, I forgot to add. The speed is on 1.25. If it's too fast for you on your end, hit the settings and you can slower the pace. The speed. It's up to you. Let's get it.
And the state will call its next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Dana Sarkis.
Ms. Sarkis, I understand that you've already been sworn in. You may begin when ready.
Good afternoon, Ms. Sarkis.
Good afternoon.
And just for the record, your full name is?
Dana Sarkis,
Thank you. And where are you employed?
at the Webb County Sheriff's Office.
What is it that you do at the Webb County Sheriff's Office?
I'm an intel supervisor for the Webb County Jail.
As an intel supervisor, what is it that your duties consist of?
We monitor jail phone calls and any incoming information from outside agencies.
And is it just yourself, or are there other individuals that you supervise?
We have other intel analysts there.
What do the intel analysts do?
They monitor phone calls, monitor jail cameras, any information coming in, any outgoing information.
As a supervisor, do you also supervise, or do you also monitor some of the information, whether it's email or a telephone call?
Yes.
Why does the Webb County Jail, under the watch of the Webb County Sheriff, monitor the information that goes in and out of the jail?
For the safety of the jail, the safety of the inmates.
And what authority do you have as an intel analyst to monitor these communications? What do you do?
It's a common practice that any facility has with inmates, and it's also through the Texas Commission of Jail Standards.
Is it common practice to allow inmates at the jail to have both types of communication, telephone calls and emails?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the system that is in place to allow inmates to make these communications, whether it's an email or a phone call?
Yes.
Now, my understanding is that recently the telephone communication changed. So for now, I want to talk about the communication system that was in place in 2018. Until when did the communication system change?
December of 2022.
Okay, so from 2018, when Mr. Burgos first became an inmate at the Webb County Jail, to November, December of 2022, what was the name of the communication system that existed at the time?
IC Solutions.
And was this IC, it was IC or ICS communications?
IC Solutions. ICS for short, IC Solutions.
Is this communication system, are you familiar with it?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the name of the new system that was implemented in 2022?
Smart Communications.
And these two systems are solely for allowing the either jail calls or emails, correct?
Correct.
Now, how is it, or do these communication systems automatically log an incoming call or an outgoing call or an incoming message or an outgoing message?
Yes.
And so that is a log. Do they also, or do these systems, do they record the activity? Not necessarily. So we talked about the communications, the log of the communications, the timing and stuff. What about the contents of these communications?
Yes.
Both email and
Phone
telephone.
calls. Yes, ma'am.
And they are done automatically
Yes, by the system.
as they are occurring.
Yes.
Do you know if this is a common practice, or if this is of these records kept in the regular conducted business of the Webb County Jail?
Yes.
And is making the record of these jail calls and emails the regular practice of the Webb County Jail?
Yes.
In these systems, and I'm going to ask you to explain to the jury how it is an individual would allow access or make it accessible to either a jail call, to any calls or any emails. But I'd like to ask you, are there, what, do you have access to the logs of the messages, both calls and emails?
Yes.
And are you able to manipulate or to request that this information be organized in a manner, for example, based on telephone number that the calls are made up to?
Yes.
May I approach, Donna? No. I'm tendering to State Exhibit 573, 574, 575, 576, 577, and 578, and ask you if you recognize them.
Yes.
Are these true and correct copies of the logs that are maintained pursuant to or as part of both the smart system and the ICS system?
Yes.
Contending to the defense for review, 573 through 578, for the review and offering into evidence of the business record exception. State's offering 573 through 577, Donna.
No objection.
Thank you.
578 or 77?
Sorry, let's start 578. Thank you. Now, I want to, before I publish these, I'd like to, well, actually, it may help. I'm going to show you states 573 and ask you to explain to the jury how an inmate would set up.
BG, I don't know why they changed it like that. It's confusing. And I think they did a couple of weeks ago, or, everybody's different. So some channels, they might change features at this time, another channel later on. I know it's confusing, but I'm glad that you found it. And Nail GG, hugs and kisses to you. Working on homework, but still here listening. Thank you, girl. Thank you. All right, let's get back to it.
The access to receive a jail call, first under the old system, because these documents have both under ICS and under Smart Solution, correct? Okay. So I'm going to ask you to please explain to the jury how an inmate who wants to have access to the jail calls or to make telephone calls or receive them, how they would go about doing so under the old system, which is the ICS.
So when you're first booked ever at the Webb County Jail, there's above the phones, there's steps on how to create and generate a PIN. So the Webb County Jail will provide you with an ID/ISO number that is unique to you, and then you need to create your own PIN number that you create with whatever numbers you want, and you need to state United States of America and your name.
Okay, who just creeped through the back door? Jacqueline. Hello, Donna and family. And blessings to you, girl. And good to see you this evening. Hope all is well on your side, girl. Hope all is well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's get back to it. And Jacqueline, were you able to listen to when the father was on the stand the other day? What did you think of it? If you did watch it, did you hear it? What was your thoughts on it? All right, let's get back to it.
Okay. Now, is the way, now, when somebody registers a phone number, for example, under the old system, which is the ICS solutions, correct?
Yes.
Back then, will you share with the ladies down on the jury how these identifiers pertain or show that they are uniquely for a specific individual at the jail?
Right. So in this page, you can see that it's the inmate ID. That inmate ID is given to the inmate, and then you can see the last name, the phone number that they're calling, and then the first name towards the very, very right.
First name.
That. Mm-hmm.
And so this would be the ID number for Mr. Burgos-Aviles?
Yes. So when you are doing the phone call, they'll tell you to add the ID number followed by your PIN, and you would put it together to make the phone call.
And this is to verify that these calls are made by Mr. Burgos?
Yes.
Now, how is it that you determine the registered name for the phone number, for example, in this situation, or in this state exhibit 573? We've asked you, the state asked you to organize them by phone number, correct?
Correct.
And could you tell me who phone number 1 belongs to?
That belongs to Amy Burgos.
Objection on the basis of knowledge, Your Honor.
Let's rephrase, please.
Will you explain to how it is that the jail facility maintains records of how that phone number, or who that phone number is?
Amy, if anybody don't know, Amy is the wife, the Lowlife's wife, which they are currently still married. Interesting. Let's get back to it.
is registered to.
With the jail call context, you can see that they're calling each other wife, or, you know, they go into detail about kids and things like that. It's all with the jail's phone calls.
Now let me ask you, is there in the new system, this was in the ICS system, in the Smart Solutions, it's presented in a slightly different manner, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, will you explain how this system, an individual is registered to make the calls?
Yes, so in the new system with Smart Communications, you need to create a username. You need to provide your name, your last name, your date of birth, an address, an email address, and sometimes it even catches an IP address. So that's another way to identify who they're calling.
And when you say you need to register this, who are you referring to needs to register this?
The person that wants to receive calls from the inmate.
So does the Webb County Jail have a record of the person who registered this call to?
Yes,
Okay. Or from, actually, right?
call to, and that would be Amy Burgos.
Okay. And this is maintained as part of your records under the system?
Yes,
Now, I noticed that there are different phone numbers, correct?
correct.
Can you explain the distinction or why there are two phone numbers associated to this registered name of Amy Burgos?
We assume,
Judge, objection, may we approach, is this being broadcast on streaming Ms. Burgos' personal number?
In order for me to bring the records in and to identify them, this is why. May I reapproach?
Go ahead.
Oh, so this is why they got rid of them day 3 and they had to re-upload it. Okay. I remember that was a problem with day 3.
And for the record, did you go through and separate and organize the business records, the logs, by phone numbers?
yes,
And you confirmed and verified that these phone numbers belong to specific individuals?
yes.
What did you say, BG? He fired his okay, the first team. Big mistake. Yeah, I heard something about he fired the other group of lawyers he having. I think that's what you're talking about. Wonder why. All right, let's get back to it.
Now, on State's Exhibit 573, there was two phone numbers associated with her.
Correct.
And you were able to confirm that they were registered to Amy Burgos.
Correct.
And I want you to, in addition to organize in a certain way, we asked you to let us know or to inform the jury how many phone calls in the time span that he's been there, how many phone calls were made in the duration of his stay here at the Webb County Jail.
For ICS, it was a total of 2,269 calls.
Okay. And for Smart Communication,
Let me verify that. Um, 51.
and these were to Amy Burgos.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to do the same with these, and I just, for the purpose of verifying that the registered owners for the phone numbers that are within these documents were in fact registered to these individuals.
Yes.
I'm going to now show you 574 and ask you again. The documents or the logs that are contained within 574, did you confirm that the phone number that is identified within was registered to Guillermina Aguilar.
Yes,
And as part of your, what is it, Intel analyst, were you able to determine that Guillermina Aguilar is Mr. Burgos-Aviles' grandmother?
correct.
And how many phone calls under the ICS system were made using that system?
2,099.
And for the new system?
254.
Okay, thank you. On 575. Again, were you able to confirm as part of your duties that the phone number contained within is associated to the registered owner or registered to Marisol Aviles?
Correct.
And is, as an analyst, you or those that work under you were able to determine that Marisol Aviles is Mr. Burgos-Aviles' mother?
Correct.
States Exhibit 576, again, the phone number contained within, is it registered in your records to belong to Carlos Burgos?
Correct.
And he is, from your analysis, is the father of Mr. Burgos-Aviles?
Correct.
Ronald Burgos-Aviles.
Correct.
Two more. On States Exhibit 577, there are, the phone number contained within, the registered owner you have verified was Amanda Buxton.
Correct.
And how many calls using the ICS system
50.
and the smart communication system?
0.
And then 578, Sahara Cambron. And under, did your records indicate that the phone number contained within belonged to registered owner or the registered name of Sahara Cambron?
Correct.
And how many calls were made using the ICS calls?
58 calls.
And the smart communication calls?
235.
And when did the smart communication calls come into play?
December 2022.
So in the last 6 months, those are the calls that have been made?
Correct.
And for Amy Burgos, his wife, smart communications, it was in the last 6 months?
Correct.
And how many communications or how many calls were made to Ms. Amy Burgos?
51.
Now, will you describe how an inmate has access, or the protocols followed for an inmate to have access to the phone or device allowing email communications?
So in each cell, depending how big or how small the cell is, there's a certain amount of tablets that allow you to be able to message with whoever's registered under, that account for the smart communications. With ICS, we never had messages, just phone calls.
So the messaging just began in December, in late 2022.
Yes, December 2022.
And do they have free access or access to this 24/7, or are there certain timeframes?
From 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. 11 p.m. it would be locked down, and the inmate need to turn it into the guards, and they put them to charge in a charging portal.
Now, I believe that there's a difference in the manner in which an individual can request to receive calls from somebody who's at the jail under the ICS and under the smart, is it smart
Communication.
communication? Does the smart communication require that the registered caller set up an account for it to be paid by them?
Correct.
And did the other system, the ICS, require this?
Same thing, yes.
Now, are you familiar with Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles?
Yes,
How is it that you're familiar with him?
because he's housed at the Webb County Jail.
Have you ever met him?
Maybe once or twice.
Are you familiar with his voice?
Yes.
How is it that you're familiar with his voice?
After being in the jail for 4 years and listening to his calls, you get familiarized with the voices of certain inmates.
And then at the beginning of each call, is that identifier that you referred to in your testimony earlier also documented within the ICS system or your record, the way you report these calls?
Yes, they have to state their name.
And do they also have to use a unique identifier?
Correct.
Were you and the other analysts monitoring the emails and the phone calls of Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles?
Yes.
And the individuals that we mentioned are the ones that are the individuals that he has been communicating with?
Correct.
Honor, may I approach?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 579 and ask you to recognize it.
Yes, I do.
Intending to the defense, State's Exhibit 579, which contains the phone calls that have been provided through discovery to the defense and for arguing to evidence.
Subject to our previous objections, Your Honor.
Very well. Are you offering?
Yes, Your Honor, State's offers 579.
And Chairman willing to report, as our earlier discussion, outside of the jury, and it's been conducted, the exhibit.
Permission to publish the phone calls?
This is the one that has the four.
Yes.
So you're offering 579,
Through 579.
579.1, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Same announcement on your end on all four,
Yes, Your Honor.
and then same vote from the court, with the overruled and with the argument.
Now, before we begin, do you recall the phone calls that we prepared for presentation today?
Yes,
And they were to who?
to Amy Burgos.
Eight, eight, five. Please say it again. United States of America.
United States of America.
Press 0 to make a prepaid for calls within the United States.
Just wanted to repeat again who's here or watches the replay. Amy is the Lowlife's wife, which they are currently still married. Resume. And this is her on a call.
Do you recall the date of State's Exhibit 579.1?
April 18, 2018.
Hello, you have a free call. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking.
Hey, just let it all out right now. What else you gotta tell me?
Hello?
Bottom line, what else did he tell you at work, or what else did he say they were joking with you? That's not to be joking with, why did he joke with you?
About the kid. And then that's pretty much it. I know a couple people were asking Caitlin, what's going on, but like all that.
What I can hear you.
And then they were asking Caitlin about what happened with the police and all that stuff. People were asking her. And also, like I said, they just made a joke about having kids outside their marriage.
Okay.
So that's it. That's what's gonna happen today. That's why it wasn't that bad of a day. Because yesterday was worse.
What did they tell you yesterday?
Yesterday they were telling me about the victims, Ronald.
What all the victims?
They were telling me about them, about their family, about how they're hurting, about what you did.
Okay.
What they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Okay. All right.
I'm not saying, I'm telling you what they're telling me.
No, it's fine, I understand. Just remember what I told you yesterday, you know? Everybody's doing all kinds of things that make you all, their reasons and whatever. You just gotta like, I know it's hard, but you just gotta like, don't listen to that.
Hard is an understatement. It's more than that for me. It's like my whole life is destroyed. Like all of my teeth. And I was just like, I wasn't even doing anything to anybody. So it's just like, all this feels like it's happening to me for no reason.
Yeah. Well, you already told all my fault, right? That you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but I'm paying for it too.
I'm sorry, Amy, all right? I'm sorry.
And on top of that, I'm all myself here. Like, I have my mom, but she's not helping with everything there. And I'm like, everybody else, like in the public, I'm by myself.
Oh,
With everybody looking at me.
I'm sorry, but please do understand that this is just people saying these things that are not fucking true. Like a big gossip, that's what it is. Somebody goes to
The police also said that you have another girl named Lindsay.
the what?
That you told them that you're dating somebody named Lindsay. As well.
Okay.
Behind my back. Okay, so yes.
No, Amy.
What am I saying?
We're not talking about that right now. This is all
Oh
about.
my God. Oh, sorry, but I'm listening to you, right?
Well, I'm not sure if that's gonna be the case. I guess we'll talk, I don't know, next couple days. Yes?
Why a couple days?
And, you know, chill out and. We're not talking about that right now. Okay? Well, I will explain everything to you. Because you gotta remember, it's like how the cops told me that you said stuff that I'm not gonna mention. And I just don't do you talking about this, the phone and making all this shit.
Okay, forget about it. 1 minute remaining. Just asking what's going on with me. I'm sorry for bringing it up.
That's fine. Well,
Yeah.
you know, just for the sake of everything, I might just call you like a couple times a week.
Why?
Because we're getting into arguments and things, you know, like that we shouldn't be saying.
Okay. If that's what you want to do.
It's not what I want, so.
Okay.
Because I can't see, because I want to fight with you and argue about stuff.
I know, I need you too.
Thank you for using IT Solutions.
Gentlemen, you get French.
It's approach me. At the request of the president.
I just wanted to add the defense fought hard because they didn't want these recordings. I think especially the wife, because they married, which I kind of agree. You shouldn't be having the recordings out there with the wife because they are still married unless she has something to do with the crime. She participated, try to cover the evidence, then I can agree with that. But if they are married, you shouldn't. But I don't know. But I guess they wanted to show this because due to the fact they wanted to show his behavior, how, you know, this man's a psychopath. He's a sociopath. He's completely out of his flicking mind. He's a dangerous person. And which we're going to hear in the calls. I mean, basically, he doesn't have no remorse.
This happened in Tejas, correct?
I don't know. Are you echoing?
No.
Yeah,
no.
do this sound? It didn't echo? Okay. Let me
Well,
know in
well.
the chat box if y'all hear him echoing. Because they put some sort
Now I
of new
do, now I
feature
do.
on here. Oh, okay. Let me change it. Alright, what was your question again? Let me change the setting. Okay.
Call number.
Alright, you shouldn't be echoing now. What was your question?
Was this in Tejas?
I know New Mexico. I can't really remember exactly what
No.
part of,
No. Tejas is Texas in Spanish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Texas. What I'm saying, New Mexico. Yes, Texas. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Up there in Texas. Yes. And he's a border patrol police officer. They're supposed to protect and serve. But no, he kills. All right, let's get back to it.
It'd be helpful.
I'm sorry?
If you want to call out the timestamp of where you forwarded it to. Okay, thank you.
Using IT Solutions.
This time your order is 151.
Thank you.
The tax back setting.
Using IT
Your Honor, 138.
Thank you.
Solutions. Unity is speaking now.
Hello. I just said I want to go get the stuff from the daycare because the tax back setting needed to have a PDF picture of it. So I went and then Sasha, you know, she wants to talk to me about everything. And so me and a really bad mood. She wasn't trying to be mean or anything. She was just talking about it, and she was saying that her husband is having a really hard time. You know, it's just everything was making me so sad, and I just feel mad at you.
What you said, her husband what?
She was saying that everyone's taking it hard, like news about you,
Oh,
and it's making me feel upset. to then talk about stuff. Like, she was asking me about things, and I was just like, you know, I didn't tell her a lot. I just was telling her, like, you know, that I can't bring Amy in, that I'm trying to figure out my mental situation, and then maybe he can go back if things get better, but I don't know. And then it just made me upset because I'm just feeling mad at you, Ronald. I'm mad at you.
Okay. You know, it's something that I can't talk to you. Whatever we
Yeah,
can.
yeah, because you know the bad things I'm thinking about. You know what I'm thinking about, and I can't even talk to you, and it's making me mad because I'm going through this all on myself. And all I feel like is in the end is like I never even knew you. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, like always. And then also stuff that you probably do everything you're here. Just like everybody else.
It frustrates me because when I was in the room and they were doing the questioning, I could hear them reading out messages of eggplant emojis that you were saying it was in March of 2018. Like you just made me so mad at you. You betrayed me. You betrayed me. Too bad you betrayed me. That's something else. You betrayed me.
You don't care. You don't care.
You know, when I told you, last time I told you, don't believe everything you hear.
Yeah, it was just read in the court of law.
Yeah, like I said, you know, just tell you everything like I said. That's how it is, but can't go here. No?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Talk to him.
I got the information for Florida.
1 minute.
For what?
I got the information for the Florida daycare.
Florida?
So we don't owe taxes anymore.
What do you mean information for what Florida daycare?
I paid daycare in Florida for half a year.
This year?
2017.
Oh, that's why we're doing that. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Yes, it is. Okay.
Because I didn't come back until May.
Yes, you're right, you're right. I forget that the taxes is the last year taxes, like we did last year.
Yeah, so I spent more than $5,000 just on Damien alone, just for my son for 1 year for daycare. That's not even counting the extra babysitters I had to pay.
Why are you saying that that's a bad thing?
They're saying that's a lot. That's why I can't do it right now.
I know it's a lot. Well, that's you know, that's expected.
Thank you for using IT Solutions. Goodbye.
I say 9.3 will be published. There you go.
Call number. Yeah.
Timestamp 127, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Finally. Oh.
Thank you for using IT Solutions. You may begin speaking.
Hello.
Well,
Finally, what are you doing?
that's what.
Zero? What? Oh man, why is this taking so early? I want to ask you something.
It's not early, it's 9:42.
You know, I've been calling you since 8 o'clock, since like 8, since 8 o'clock, right?
No, I saw this call at 9:13 and I was in the shower.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. My time here is 8 o'clock.
Okay, so it's my time 9 something. I went to the shower and I laid on the bed and we fell asleep. People had technology license, not clear to sleep.
So you said laying on myself then?
No. They both are supposed to when I walk today. Because I have a race on this opinion. How's it going?
I'm just here.
And what?
I'm just here.
Traffic Is it where you're committed?
Oh, why?
Just remember he said he was.
What?
Remember he said he was.
When?
When you asked him to ask him what his best to, remember he's like, oh, and he's working with like a college or like a clinic or something.
I don't know. Well, I was so fallible, so.
I know, did you ever come visit?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Sorry, because I keep track of time, so I don't know if I'm like, when we had a conversation, Anyway, is that the Indian there?
No, didn't see.
Oh, I really want to act there or something.
You might not.
Huh?
Not much.
Why do you worry about it? It's nothing bad, Amy, shit.
I'm not saying anything, no.
Can you wake him up real quick?
No, I'm not gonna wake him up.
Huh?
No, I'm not gonna wake him up.
Dang, that sucks. That's really messed up, man.
Why?
Because you know I don't get to talk to him all the time, and I don't get to see him, and I don't know, I think that's like messed up like this.
You call me every day and you don't talk to him all the time.
Yeah, I know, Amy, because I talk to you.
That's your own choice.
Huh?
That's your own choice.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Why are you mad?
You sound like when you call me boss now, Donald.
I'm not bossing you around. I was asking nicely, man. Dang, you know what? Never mind, man. You should have never said that, honestly.
He got a dick
That's
face
messed
look.
up, man. That's really messed up.
Look at his dick face.
You know, that's really fucked up, man. You say anything like, oh, yeah, that's your own choice, whatever, you know, yeah, I don't have, obviously I don't have the time to talk to everybody. You know, I've already talked to your ass because your ass doesn't know how to fucking manage money. So I have to talk to you last time, and then I ask you something, and then you know, like...
Look at him, he's smiling.
You're
Look
fucked
at
up,
him.
man.
You see that? He's smiling on his hand.
Anyway, so I was...
Sorry.
He don't care.
It's fine.
Huh?
It's fine.
Well, what's wrong with you? Just tell me right now, what's the matter with you? What do you have an attitude for?
I can't talk about it with you.
What?
I can't talk about it with you.
Why?
Because
Because what?
it's concerning you.
Okay. What?
In regards to our whole relationship.
And where did this come from?
Where did this come from?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about God.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Actually, I'm thinking about God. I'm thinking about things that I've had to overcome in my life.
Uh-huh.
And that it was not me that overcame it. God will help me overcome things. And that just made me upset. It sucks that it sucks now, but because it sucks that this is our relationship for forever now.
Well, what is
It gets frustrating because I'm the only person, right, that I'm married to you, and they can't even have like a marriage with you.
Hey, you know what? Can I tell you something real quick?
Yeah.
I've never ever. If you want to bounce, go ahead and bounce. If you have like second thoughts and shit like that, you know, do your thing.
Do you hear this, low life? This is your wife, the mother of your children, correct? You cheated on her. Unprotected, too. Got a woman pregnant. She had the baby. You killed her and the child. And you have the nerve to talk to me like this? This
Why
is
is she
a
even talking to him?
sociopath. That's what I don't understand either.
I would even well, I'm not a woman, but if I was in that role, I wouldn't even have no conversation with him. Zero. None.
You're right. I would not be entertaining at all. I'd just be focusing on our children.
Yeah, focus on the kids. He's done.
Mhm.
And he's a cop.
That's the crazy part about it, Jack. You both protect
Crooked
and
cop.
serve. Protect and serve. And you over here killing and stabbed the woman to death. I think 27 times. And the child, I think 2 times or 3. I'm not quite sure.
Protecting the lie but serving the murder.
Yeah, because you don't want to pay child support. And then you got the nerve to talk smart mouth to your wife?
Hey, get another job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard Border Patrol pays pretty good. I guess it
Yeah,
does.
nice job. That's what the father was saying. I'm gonna play not today, but I'm gonna play another day. The father was saying, good benefits, good pay. They make some good money. And I
Could have
believe
kept the snake in the cage.
she's a border patrol police officer herself too.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
yeah. I think she's stationed somewhere else now. I'm not too sure. I don't know exactly.
Ooh.
I would like to know that, but if I'm correct, she's also one herself too.
Uh,
So they probably met on the job. They probably might. I'm not too sure. I would like to know.
wow.
If anybody's watching the replay or here, let me know that they meet at the job. I'm very curious because he has a thing with messing people at the job. Because the last one I
So
told you,
he's messing around with a bunch of women.
yeah, that's what it is.
Donna, I wouldn't be surprised if he was messing around with the migrants that were coming in, and he was trading their freedom for sex.
I was thinking about that the other day too. I wouldn't be surprised. He's that type of sleazeball, piece of crap, low life.
And
It just
it'd probably be minors, underage girls.
Yep. It just hasn't came out yet. Wouldn't be surprised. Because you got a lot of these sleazeball, low life cops out here. Not all, ladies and gentlemen. There's some beautiful, phenomenal cops out here, officers that take the job and they're very passionate and they're very serious about protecting and serving. But then you got the ones that just want to get the job because they want to abuse the power and they want to have a gun. Yep. You never know, Jack. You never know. Low life, talk to his wife like that. But you know what? She got issues because I don't even know why she still want to be bothered with him. All right, resume.
I mean, you're out there, you can do whatever you want, Who's gonna stop you?
I'm not doing whatever I want.
Well, I mean, I don't mean like that's what I'm saying. Like, you're like over here, you give me the speech and whatever, man. Like, go ahead, man.
Oh, it's so easy for you, right? Thanks.
I mean, I always told you, if you want to leave, you leave. You've done it before.
What are you talking about? I still talk to you. Remember?
I know you do, I know you talk to me, but you're making it seem, I don't know.
I left. For you, I left. Because of the bad things you were doing.
You know what? I told you many times, if you want to leave, nobody told me. You don't have to, I don't know. So right now, if you're giving me this little speech or whatever, you're going over here like, I don't know, like you're hostage or whatever. I'm letting you know right now. You're not.
I'm not saying I'm hostage at all. Hold on, excuse me.
If you're complaining about this marriage or whatever, then go on, get married with somebody else. I can give you whatever the heck is that you're looking for, Otherwise, let the wife make you stay. I told you.
He telling her to go on, leave. You left before. Yeah, well, he left before. Melanie, he left before because you cheated. You left before. Go ahead. Find somebody else. Marry somebody else. You see how he's talking to her? See, this is what these sociopaths and narcissists do. He's discarding her. He don't care, but he knows deep down, he knows she's not going to go anywhere. He's messing with her head. This is manipulation. It's gaslighting. He's gaslighting her right now. He's trying to shift what's going on with him on her, make her suffer, make it feel like it's her fault. Maybe if you'd have did this and did that, I would have never had to cheat, and this woman wouldn't be dead right now. This is all your fault. The same thing that little sewer rat did, was trying to do to Erica Patterson. This is what they do, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do. She's trauma bond, unfortunately. Lord have mercy. And this clown got women coming over to the prison to go and see him. I know it. Women out here writing him letters, want to see him, be with him. What is wrong with y'all women over here wanting these damn jailbait men? What can they do for you? They can't do nothing for you. And the funny thing about it is, these women that want these prisoners and stuff, that these serial killers, rapists and stuff, they'll be loyal and faithful to them. But they meet some guy who's I don't know, doing FedEx, I don't know, whatever, doing a job like that. They'll sit there and cheat on him, treat him like crap tomorrow. He ain't got nothing to offer. But what can this guy in jail do for you? How can he protect it and provide for you? What can he do for you? Nothing. It's something wrong with you. You need to get your head checked. Seriously. Those women that be dealing with these prisoners and finding love in them, it's sad. You ever watch that Love After Lockup? That's crazy.
Yeah. That's why some of the passport bros exist. Because they look at this and say, okay, I'm free and I got all this going on. But then you still want to be with this prison guy.
Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's something wrong. And your parents, and as parents, we need to teach our kids. Don't be dealing with these people. I don't deal with no man who's somebody he been locked up and doing time. Are you kidding me? There's nothing you can offer me. There's nothing. Your life is limited. You can't do but so much. What do y'all women want them from? What do they can't vote? They can't do nothing. They can't even go in the military. They can't do nothing. Oh, please. Something wrong with y'all women doing this. You know, and there's something wrong with y'all parents letting your children okay with this and being enablers with it. Reason. I see you, Melanie. All right, girl.
If you want to leave me, just let me know. There'll be freaking plenty times over here. And, just because I don't know for whatever reason. If you feel a certain way, if you want to do something, just let me know. We'll take care of it. Don't be just playing nice just because I'm here. Don't feel bad for me or whatever. Don't feel bad for yourself. Neither. Oh, this is what a marriage is. Well, it doesn't have to be like that. You just can't just get rid of it and get somebody else.
I know you think that, okay? But I'm not like that.
I'm not saying that you're right. I'm just letting
Okay,
you.
I'm trying to tell you, Ronald, don't think that for any second that me hanging on to you, it has anything to do with me feeling sorry for you right now. I don't feel sorry for you. I hold on to you because I still love you, because I have that attachment. It's for me. It's not for you. I just want to make that clear. It's not a pity thing. I don't do it to make you happy. I do it because you are part of me.
Yeah, we're over there complaining and shit, so I'm just
Because it makes me sad that I cannot have that physical part with you. I get lonely.
Did she say you're a part of me to make me sad I can't have that physical part of you? Are you kidding me? I didn't listen to all of this, y'all ladies. I'm getting heated right now.
Look,
Oh, it's something wrong with
she's
her.
whipped. She's whipped. I mean, that's just what it is.
Oh my
That's
God.
that's the sad part. She's so whipped into him. He got her so warped up to
You
where
don't think that she's thinking that this was romantic? Oh, you killed her and the child to protect me. You want to make me happy. I think that's what she's thinking.
hey, Donna. Some women find that very exciting.
You know, I'm starting to think this as I'm listening to. She might be
Hey,
thinking that.
if they will be faithful to a guy who's locked up and never getting out, what makes you think they're not going to be excited by a man who's willing to protect them by killing off the women and kids and whoever?
I think so. You're right, Jack. She probably looking at it that way. Oh my God, I didn't know he loved me that much, that he would do this.
Hey, that could be a good novel.
This is insane. She loves him. Yeah, BG, what is wrong? Let me tell you something, y'all. Something about Donna. I am so hopelessly romantic. It's kind of sick, but not this kind. That's being a fool. She probably thinks this. She probably think that. Oh my God, he went this far. He really proved his love. I have to support him. Have to be by his side. Are you kidding me? Oh God, I'm getting angry. All right, let's try to get through this one. Let's get through it. Well, let me try to get through it. Resume.
It is what it is, Amy. It is what it is. There's plenty of people in the world that
It's not insane. It's not insane.
No, nothing fair anymore. Think about the people that they're like, one day, like, the guy wants to work and he got into a car accident and he died. And the chick stayed by herself, It's not fair for her, right?
BG, I need some extra crunchy munch with extra butter and toffee on this one, because this is insane. This is insane. Are you kidding me?
Some crunch and munch with some TAC.
Oh, okay. Lost. Okay. All right, what Melanie said. Couldn't do it. No way, no how. Hang on now. She's a shaker and a mover in her career. Strong. She's outranked him at time of crime. Oh, so you saying that she have a higher rank than him? She was doing better? Is that what you're saying, Melanie? Is that what you're saying? Now, if you're dealing with these sociopath and narcissists, oh, you can't do that. They don't like that. Extremely jealous. That's probably one of those damn holes in the wall. She sounds so pathetic. Who's her mama? Who's her daddy? She ain't got no girlfriends, anybody? Nah, they don't want to listen to nobody. He probably isolate her anyway. He keep away from them because they'll put stuff in their head and, put some sense in their head. But, sometimes your friends can't put sense in your head and y'all still won't listen anyway. It's pathetic. Resume. Oh, you'll say, I don't want to listen to them because they just jealous. They just jealous of the relationship I have. Who the hell is jealous of your piece of crap of man that you got? I ain't jealous of no dusty low life. Y'all so pathetic. Resume.
Hello?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I know you say, go, do you want to get married to somebody else, get married to someone else? Honestly, I have such a distrust for people, such a distaste for people, that I have no desire to do that.
Well, it seems like it's your fault.
He said it's your fault. Okay, I'm getting heated. I'm getting so heated. Well, she should be. First of all, she shouldn't be talking on the phone. But say is, you know what? You're right. I should move on and find myself a good man who's not a killer, who would kill a woman and a child. You're a piece of low-life crap. And you know what? I'm going to testify against you because I want to make sure they lock you up and keep you away. That's what she should be saying. Are you kidding me? What BG says. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through this whole thing because I have so much to say. I'm getting too heated. She's got to compete with the groupies, female guards, and whatever I'm trying to say. Yeah. And she's probably sitting around and literally
It's Bubba.
competing with them and
That's
jealous of the groupies.
no, that's Bubba. Big Bubba. Big Bubba.
Oh, she mean Bubba. Oh,
Big Bubba, baby.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, BG.
Police Johnson is in the building.
I'm done.
I'm looking for booty.
Oh, this is insane. This is insane. What is wrong with these people? You got the side chick. Let's break it down a little bit. We got the side chick over here. God rest your soul, but we gotta call it as is. She messing around with some man she met online. Already got some 6-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid from another Dusty. Cause don't seem like he's in the picture. I don't know what's going on with him. She bump up with another one, meets him online, go and see him. Don't even know his real name. Having sex with him. I don't even want to think about the sexual stuff that he had her doing. Let's not even go there. Cause the way I'm hearing about him, I know he had her doing some blah blah blah. He didn't want the baby. She wanted to keep the baby. Probably deep down in her mind thought she was going to keep him and trap him. Then she turned around here stalking him, felt entitled because I want the same life that his wife and kids got. Don't even realize, oh yeah, you want that wife's life? She's being abused and he's abusing the kids. And next you know, he kills her because she wants child support. This is crazy. Why do these women want these type of dudes? For what? For what? For what? I'm sorry, look. Anybody who's watching this or watching the replay, this is how I am on this channel. We have to call it as it is, all right, to learn from it so we can prevent ourselves from making these mistakes, all right? We can't just go by what's on the surface. Oh, la, 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 la. Let's call it as it is. She was a side chick. She was messing around with a married man. She was stalking him. She became obsessed over him. We listened to the sister on the stand. We listened to the best friend on the stand, okay? I played those videos. All right? Let's call it as it is. And unfortunately, she's dead, and I feel sorry for her, but the most person I feel sorry for is his child, because his child didn't ask to be born. Let's get back to it. You have something to say? Or just...
Yeah, I want to say this.
Okay,
the
go
most important thing in jail is booty.
Yeah, he told her it's her fault, Lisa.
It's more important than drinking water, man.
Oh, God. Here we go with that. That's Lisa. I wish I could pull up a picture, but I'll do it next time. Yep. Mm-hmm. Big Bubba. I didn't catch it. BJ, I get a little slow sometimes. A little slow. But I ain't slow about something like dealing with a piece of low life like this. What is wrong with y'all women? Are you kidding me? He ain't all that fine. Yeah, all right, I gotta admit, he is a nice looking guy. But he's not all that. You can't get no other man. There's the only one you can get. Well, damn, that's pathetic. All right, what else we got here? All right. What BG says over here? BG says a female guard's getting pregnant by the inmates on a daily. So he's right at home. She's got to compete now. Yes. There was a show. I wish I could find it. I think it was what was that show? What is it called? For the Love for My Man or something like that. And it was a woman, you know, it was one of those true stories, right? And she had got a divorce or whatever. She had a couple of kids, so she signed up to, you know, become a correctional officer, right? So she working in this prison. This guy charmed her. I don't. First of all, I'm not working in no prison place. I don't think women need to be in there working. But you know what? It is what it is. If you want to take the job and do it, go ahead. But I'm not gonna be around a bunch of horny ass men that's gonna attack me.
Check
Because
the screen,
remember,
Donna.
huh?
Check the screen.
Oh, wait a minute. Is it video or just a picture?
Just a picture.
Oh, okay. All right. Wait a minute. How do I? Oh, okay. I can do it this way. Wait a minute. It's a whole second, y'all. Whole second. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, this. I can't.
I'm looking for booty.
This man, oh God, this man, yo, he would love this pretty boy. Oh my God, that would be his Sunday on a Sunday. Lord have mercy. I can't, Jack. We can't go here. You made me lose track what the heck I was saying, Jack. I was dying just now.
I'm looking
Oh,
for booty.
mhm. Yeah, go ahead. This is a pretty one right here. You got him. Look at him. He already sending you a smile. I'm ready for you, please. Oh, Lord. Let's get back to the topic. This is sick. This is crazy. What is wrong with you? Oh, I lost my screen. Oh, no, I go back to it. Okay, let's get back to it. All right. I'll remember my thought later. I don't remember what was I saying, Jack. Lord have mercy. I was going somewhere. Oh, I was talking about the movie. Yeah, so the movie, right? So she she took the job and she's working there. So this guy, he charmed her. And she thinking he really love her. You really think so? So love her. She gets pregnant by
Hold on 1 second. I'm reading the comment. Wanda, we're not talking about the kid. We're talking about what he gonna have to deal with for doing that. So don't be putting that stuff out there.
Wait, who the heck is Wanda? Wanda being disrespectful? I don't know what the hell y'all find so damn funny. This child was murdered.
We're
Wait a
not
minute.
talking about the
Hold a
kid.
second, Wanda. Oh gosh. Now you see, it never fails. It never fails.
Oh,
Right, Wanda,
now I'm gonna get you out of here.
she have her thoughts and opinions. Let me just let's just slightly correct her. She's new, Jack. She doesn't know much about my commentary, so she's not
I
going to
don't
get
care.
a picture of it. All right, well you gotta go, chick. Bye. All right, so let's get back to the story. Now the story is she's working at the prison, and she meet with this guy, and she think that he really cares about her, right? She gets pregnant by him, and then she ended up losing her job. Other things happen, but basically to sum up, at the end of the video, I think it was For the Love of My Man, right? At the end of it, come to find out, a couple other women that was guards here, they was all pregnant at the same time as her. So he bumping all of these women at the same time, no protection. So all y'all sharing bodily fluids. And they was all pregnant at the same time by this man. And come to find out, they said that he was running that jailhouse. I wish I could find that story. If I ever find that story, I'll do commentary because that was deep. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, why do you still got this person on the screen? Lord have mercy, it never fails. All right, let's get back to it.
You know what, man? I don't know what the heck is wrong with you, honestly. Hello?
What was the weird thing to say?
Oh yeah, it is your problem, man. If you don't trust people, that's your problem. You're not just trusting other people, that's your problem. You used to trust people before, so I don't know what the fuck you're over there, like, not trusting people now.
Well, maybe you should pray about that, Ronald. Maybe you should pray and after that answer.
I'm not gonna answer. That's your problem, not mine.
Thank you. That's so very sweet of you, just like always.
Oh yeah, you know what, fuck that. I'm over here, and I don't know what the fuck I did to you or what, but I just asked you. I want to talk to you when you come out with your fucking answer, I'm really fucked up. Really messed up. Well, that's fine.
You know what?
No, man, I don't even want to go with it, man. Yeah, there's something, I don't know what the heck's wrong with you, but I don't know. That's my choice, alright. Anyways, so anything else you want to say?
No.
Are you sure? Because when I ask you, you don't say shit, and then all of a sudden you just want to blow it out of nowhere. So just let it all right now.
No, I don't.
What?
No.
So what, so you're going to do it later?
No, I'm not going to. That's my problem.
No, that's not right.
No, I did. This is all my feelings are my problem.
No, that's not what I
What's
said.
wrong?
I said you go to distrust of other people, it's your problem.
Okay, and I'll deal with my problems then. Just like I deal with all the other problems.
Huh? So yeah, tell me what's up?
Nothing's up. I was trying to deal with it.
Huh?
I told you I'll deal with my problem. Just like I deal with all my other problems.
Can you please not be like that? You know I don't have a lot of time to be like on the phone. You already know that, and you want to act like that. Huh? Hello?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I'll have the other problem.
And hello?
Yeah.
So you want to talk to me or no?
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
Hey, you know what?
What?
You complained before that I was calling you late. I tried to call you at a certain time that I've been calling you for a while. You don't answer the phone.
I told you I was taking a
I
shot.
don't give a shit now. Now listen. If you're giving me fucking attitude for no reason, you just want me to you want me to stop calling you? Is that what it is? Because I mean, it's going from 30 minutes, 20 minutes, now 10 minutes. Before it's supposed to be, don't call me at this time. Call me at this time. Now I'm calling you at this time. Now you can't answer the phone at this time. So what's the deal?
I'm not thinking not to call me on.
I'm telling you right now. If you got some issue, just let me know. Do you have anything you want to tell me?
No, I don't want you to not call me. And you don't have to do it for 10 minutes anymore. I told you that.
No, but I'm going to because I know how responsible you are. But that's not what. Did you ever tell me something, Amy? What's bothering
How
you?
Great point, Melanie. She don't have to accept them. She's already a single mother. You need to use that money towards the children. She doesn't have to accept the calls. Mm-mm. This is really pathetic. And this happens so much, ladies and gentlemen, so much. You know, I'm trying to have a little bit of sympathy for her because I know when you in these kind of relationships, your trauma bond, this is your husband and the father of your kids. But he killed the woman, stabbed her over 20 times and a baby. Nah, there's nothing we can work out. Bye. You're done. Divorce.
Responsible I am?
What is bugging you?
Look who's talking, Ronald. Irresponsible I am?
What is freaking bugging you?
Nothing. You're nothing, Ronald.
Alright, you have your chance. Alright.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
You had your chance.
Ms. Appice,
Woo!
States Exhibit 579.3 was the third call with Amy. And the date is March 4th, 2020.
Correct.
Oh, yes, Lee, he got an attitude. Told her, ooh, you had your chance. Really? And I bet you she couldn't even sleep that night. That was bothering her, thinking about, oh my God, let me act better next time. I don't want to upset him. You don't want to upset him. Hmm? So sad. So sad. BG said, I was in a relationship like this in my 20s before I met my husband. So excuse me, LG, you know how this goes. And I've been there too. Hmm. And now you feel bad. You can't sleep. You can't even think. Your mind can't even function. Probably can't eat because you think it's your wrong because he basically shifts the blame on you. You the one who did wrong. It's all your fault. Low life piece of crap. Oh, BG says he called her irresponsible. Mm-hmm. Because it's her fault. Mm-hmm, her fault. Didn't Sue Rat do the same thing? It's your fault that I took that car and ran through the parade and killed these people. It's your fault. I stayed with him because he took care of me financially, and I refused to see it for what it was. Nail GG, I'm sorry, I keep getting mixed up. Kind of close. Nail GG, thank you for sharing that. That happens. Yep, that happens. Been there. I know what you're talking about. Resume.
The next one is with the mom. What is it with the mom? Now, we have State's Exhibit 579.4. And this is a phone call with the mother?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Do you recall getting a copy of the?
Correct, yes.
This is 579.4. Your Honor, this is the one that is transcribed or translated.
Are you gonna publish?
Yes, Your Honor.
The,
I'm going to publish that, and then this is solely for the court's records.
alright, that's gonna be a non-jury exhibit.
And that one is 582.
Cindy?
And-
582
Non-jury, thank you.
Ms. Atkins, do you have, and the date for 579.4?
Then somebody pass me
For the phone call?
For the, yes, the one with the mother.
I don't have that one. I don't have the date on that one. Give me 1 second.
Do you like that? It was, do you recall it being July 5th, 2020? 2023?
I recall this, yes.
Do you recall going over the
Yes,
USC?
I do.
Because, Ms. Ritchie.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are receiving is a translation of Spanish conversation that is going to be taking place in State Exhibit 579.4. Once it's published, please try and follow along, or you can just listen. Either way, however you. Then we're going to pick those up after the exhibit has been published.
If I could just have a moment. On top of the transcription is by a call identifier. Would you be able to find that in your current call logs?
You can publish it, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have it on here, but I know it's on the USB that we reviewed.
Gracias. Gracias. Esta es una llamada prepagada de parte de... Su llamada ha sido aceptada.
Hello.
Hello.
¿Y por qué no me dijiste que ibas a venir para acá?
¿Tienes que pedirte permiso?
No, eso, pero es que tú sabes que eso de estar cayendo de sorpresa en estos momentos, eso no es de personas inteligentes estar haciendo eso.
¿Por qué?
Porque tú sabes que esta gente está pendiente a todo lo que uno hace, las caras de uno, las reacciones, ¿verdad? Y
Yo estoy de lo más feliz y tranquilita allí con Guillermina, con tu
a mí no
padre,
me
con los
importa
otros.
tú, a mí lo que me importa soy yo, ¿me entiendes? Piensa, por favor, usa tu cabeza por un momento. Nada te hubiera costado decirme, mira, voy para allá para que me vean, no te sorprenda, esto y lo otro, voy a estar ahí ya. Pero tú nunca ir ahí sin decirle a nadie nada. Y después estás ahí riéndote con uno, ¿verdad? A ti nadie te conoce, tú no tienes como 3, 4, 5 cámaras ahí en la cara tuya. ¿Sabes lo que te digo?
Okay, I don't understand what they said. But it sounded like it was a lot of tension in that conversation. And that was on mute. And that's the Lowlife's mother. Yep. You're the reason why he came out the way he is. If what the father is saying, allegedly, which I think he was telling the truth, you messed up his whole future. You turned him into a monster. Look at him. Look at his face. He can't take it because his mother. All right. Why is it mute? Oh, back.
You can have the transcript just to the front, and we'll put them on the rail, and we'll pick them up. Thank you.
No, next.
You may proceed.
Miss,
You are so welcome, Nell Gigi, and thank you for sharing that. Because we can all learn from all this. That's what it's all about, learning. Nell Gigi said this is when he was cursing his mom up for coming to see him at the jail. Oh, so basically what you're saying, Nell Gigi, he didn't want his mother to come and see him at the jail? Is that what you're saying? Interesting, interesting. Let's get back to it.
Sakis, do you also, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 580 and 581 and ask you if you recognize these. Yes. Exhibit 580 and 581.
Any objection?
Judge maintaining our hearsay object, our previous objections.
I'm not sure if your previous objections, when the jury was out, included, do you mind just lay the entire predicate on it, please? I think she only said you recognize it. That was all the questions you asked. Since there is an objection, otherwise I would.
Now, how is it that you're able to identify that these emails are from Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles?
Because it says on the email, the from, which states the inmate's name along with the inmate's ID, and then to the sender, and that's about it.
And is there again, how is it that an inmate is given access to a device that allows you to give this email?
Through the identification number.
And are those monitored?
Yes.
And this reference number that is listed on each email or message, is that preserved in the documentation for your Webb County Jail records? Did you verify that those reference numbers are belonging to the business record for Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles' personal identification?
Yes.
And so where it says to an individual, it is someone that is registered name.
Correct.
May I publish?
All right, so it's being offered, and do you have the objections that you had to the documents at the very beginning, or when we had the break outside the presence of the jury? Is that correct, Mr. Barr?
Yes, sir.
They are same ruling that I gave you then. Rule your objections are and arguments are incorporated into your objection now, and they'll be admitted.
And you want to use the translator on standby? If there are some listening.
Did you all send it to her? Like you did last one? No? You didn't coordinate that? Okay, let's take a break. A quick break. Let's get those documents over to the translator so that we can. Yeah. They're gonna email those to you right now. Thank you. So we can get that out and then we'll bring you right back. It'll be less than 10 minutes, please. You need to get to the other. Thank you. Please have a seat. Let's continue with the examination of the witness by Ms. Chapman.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I publish State's Exhibit 580? Now, Ms. Atkins, are you able to read the words on State's Exhibit 580,
Yes, duérmete ya.
and we just have to wait.
Oh,
Yeah, just question answer it.
But will you please read the title basically of this email?
duérmete ya.
Go to sleep now.
And then it is from,
Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles.
and this reference number is,
The reference of the message.
okay, and what is it?
150-483-227.
Okay. And the inmate number for Mr. Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles is?
His inmate number is 3804.
And who is this email portraying to be?
To Sahara Cambron.
Okay. And it is, what day was it sent?
February 12, 2023 at 8:49 a.m.
And it shows status as?
Recipient read.
Okay. Will you go ahead and proceed in reading this, and if it's in Spanish, we'll just have to take a pause after.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, pues de volada, ¿qué pienso yo?
Hi, well, super quick. What do I think?
Te dije que no tocaras ese tema con mi mai.
I told you not to touch on that matter with my mind.
La conozco muy bien.
I know her very well.
No digas nada, ¿ok?
Don't say anything, okay?
Cuando Alma le dio chanza, estuvo ahí meses.
When Alma gave her a chance, she was there for months.
Para sacarla tuvo cabrón.
It was hard as fuck to get her out.
I think that's why she doesn't invite her no more. Luego empezó a venir aquí todos los días y pues como la primera semana le dieron chance.
Then she started to come here every day, and for like the first week, they gave her a chance.
Ya cuando se dieron cuenta que lo agarró de carrito, le dijeron que solo era 2 veces por semana y no más.
When they found out that she used it as a little car, they told her that it was only 2 times per week, and that was it.
So my opinion is stay away from that because she doesn't have like that sense of I'm bothering people. People have their lives and I need to go. She just stays in there. As you can see, she can stay up all night talking and talking without realizing, oh shit, this girl needs to go to sleep or has a life. I'm not being mean, just realistic. Don't do it. I'm warning you. Plus, you got your dad to worry about. I'm fine here. I got phone, tablet, and I communicate with her. Seeing me is nothing essential. If she wants to see me, I heard they took all kinds of pics of me on the hearing. She can Google it. No, I can't send pics of me. And if I could, I wouldn't. She posts everything on Facebook, so I wouldn't trust her with a pic of me here. By the way, soñé right now that I was in her house.
I had a dream.
I saw like military jets flying over it. Then later on, I saw myself in like a cell, kind of looked like where I'm at. They brought the tablet and I was writing you and the mail came and they brought me an old letter from May 2021. You wrote me and drew me a SpongeBob. I was trying to read but woke up. Then was like 10 minutes ago. No, I don't think you look like her. Not at all. The face is way different. She's white like me. Not the no sun Jill White me of now. The white of before. Her nose is different and her lips are thinner. Anyways, not at all. I can see if she meant it personality-wise. She is nice and friendly and cool and nice to talk to. When she's nice, when she's mad, she's a nightmare. What you mean by no puedo ver lo que me cuentas?
I couldn't see what you told me to.
You don't believe what I said? Because you can ask Nay. I'm not making shit up. The stuff she did, everyone knows, including my mom. Nada más porque tiene carita de nena buena y viste decente no significa nada.
Just because she looks like a good girl and she dresses nice doesn't mean anything.
So then don't let that fool you. What I told you is 100% truth. I don't need to talk bad about her for no reason. To be honest, it annoys me a little because back in the day, my mom used to defend her all the time and yell at me. I was like, se fue con otro, ¿qué quieres que haga? ¿Que la mame?
She left me for another man. What do you want me to do? To beg?
She didn't take care of me how a woman should, period. I know what's up. I don't need to be making stuff up. I told you straightforward. Yes, she is nice. I told you that I think she is the best mother ever. Yes, that's true. She is an amazing mom. If I was to be born again and God gives me a choice of picking a mom, I would pick her. She never drank, never partied, never left her kids with her mom to go out. She always goes to all school events and practice, and she breastfed both of my sons until they were like 4 years old. That's crazy. But as a woman, she fucking sucks. She left me alone many, many times. She left me many times. She chose someone else over me when that person never even got a card. I got her a house, SUV, clothes, food, and didn't have to work. I took care of her like many dudes can't. So fuck that. To me, she is a traitor, period. Matter of fact, ayer, after I called my grandma,
Yesterday.
I called HB to talk to Gabriel. No money, whatever. So if I went in a rant, honestly, it bothers me. Because many months ago when I told my mom about what's going on and that HB wanted a divorce, my mom, like always defended her, said, ay, entiéndela, no es fácil.
Hey, try to understand her. It's not easy.
Pobrecita, está sola.
Poor girl, she's alone.
¿Y yo? ¿Y yo no? ¿Y yo estoy aquí en la playa?
And not me. I'm here at the beach.
Ahora está solita.
Right now, she's by herself.
Pero cuando la tenía hecha, le valió.
But when she had it made, she didn't care.
Now she has to suffer like all the other single moms. Anyways, look, it's cool that you are talking, pero como que ya estuvo.
But like, that's enough.
No es para que ella te cuente su versión ni opinión de las cosas.
It's not for her to tell you her version or opinion of things.
Because she's not going to tell you straight up. I tell you the facts. What she did and what she didn't do. Hopefully today you move on from being there chismeando con ella.
Gossiping with her.
Don't you have work tomorrow? You should rest. And hopefully you're smart and keep her over there in Puerto Rico. How is it that I warned you about this even before it happened? La conozco. Laters.
I know her.
And from your analysis, were you able to figure out who HB was?
Yes, HP is Amy Burgos.
I'm going to be publishing State's Exhibit 581. And what is it titled?
Double letter, sorry not sorry.
Okay. And reference number?
144-124-711.
And it is from?
Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles.
To?
Sahara M. Cambron.
And when was it sent?
December 10th, 2022 at 2:50 p.m.
And status?
Recipient read.
Okay. Will you please read State's Exhibit 581?
So do you remember when you said in your letter from November 21st, 2022, quote, no me importa tu ex de SA, la que le gusta panda y Whataburger.
I don't care about your ex from SA, the one that likes panda and Whataburger.
Pero gracias por compartir.
But thanks for sharing.
Okay, I'm sending you this box right here. See it? So in this box, I want you to place your boy David, okay? Then, you can put Danny there with his bitch ass. Don't worry, it's a big box. Gaitan too. Fuck it. He can go for a ride too. I also want you to put Joel in there in the box with his box of SKYNS. Seems like you got yourself in trouble for being messing around base. I wonder what your ex-hubby thought about this. After you're done packing Joel in the box, put in there your Arizona/Italian fan. You can throw the anaconda with all of them in the box too. Don't worry. Where they're going, it won't matter. Then you're a New Mexico fan too. Really? Had to be New Mexico? Put Dami, Cubanitos, Trailero, Patience, Quatumer, Guard from Geo, and the other ones that I can't remember them when I was out, and I would see them in your Snap and TKOs and Cricket and whatever. Now, close the box and give it to me. I'm going to close it and lock it with a chain and lock. I'm keeping the key, just in case you get any ideas. Then I'm going to take the box to the airport, and I'm going to load the box in a cargo plane, like the military C-130. It should be familiar for the 15 and guy. Then we're going to fly west, towards the Pacific Ocean. Why the Pacific? Because it's deep. Once I get to the perfect spot, I'm going to open the back door and I'm going to kick the box out of the plane along all your little fan club. They're going to fall from the sky into the ocean, then they're going to sink into the deep Pacific Ocean. Then I won't have to hear about them again. En otras palabras,
In other words,
no me importa tu ex es de New Mexico, Puerto Rico, Italia, Florida, Laredo, pero gracias por compartir.
I don't care about your exes from New Mexico, Puerto Rico, Italy, Florida, Laredo, but thanks for sharing.
And for the record, on States 578, these are, this shows the volume of messages to the same individual who received these emails?
Correct,
Or
the phone
registered?
calls.
And it says calls
58,
and communications?
235.
Does that include the email messages?
No.
And where are the email messages?
The email messages, we had over 1,000 in total, and from Ms. Sahara was over 400 messages.
And this system became, was put in place in December of
2022, correct.
I pass the witness, sir.
You'll reserve, oh, I'm sorry. So, as a result of some, of scheduling, the state, if you're gonna, the defense is gonna, hold off on the cross-examination of this witness. So you'll hear from, potentially her again if they decide to put her on. But for now, the defense, state is gonna announce.
The state is gonna announce, we're not gonna object to the cross.
You're gonna just take them,
Well,
because they can always call her on their case in chief, but you can call it a cross or reserving of a cross as well. I'm just kind of wondering whether or not you're going to rest now or you're going to hold off.
no, we're not gonna rest now, because, she's subject to cross and then redirect.
Right, and if they call her, if they decide not, you can either call it cross, or if they decide not to call her on their case in chief, and I know that they're doing it this way, where, you know, I guess this is what I want to know. Are you going to put any other witnesses after her in your case in chief?
No, she's our last witness, but we're accommodating them.
So we don't wanna
So let's just suppose that they were to not ask her questions now and just reserve for their case. They could call her on her case in chief, and then you all could cross her during their case in chief. But either way, what I don't want to do is have to come back and decide we haven't rested yet. I'm going to call another witness. You could potentially call another witness as a rebuttal witness, as you know. But right now, I guess you could decide. We could do it that way. You'll reserve your cross. Because you're accommodating them with a witness, that'll be fine as well. We can do it that way. Either way, it might be the same exact thing, but we'll do it that way. So, Mr. Sarkis, you can now, for now, get off the stand. You are not released from the subpoena. You will continue to be on call for a particular time and date. We'll let you know when that is. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. So based on that accommodation, we're going to take a witness out of order, sort of, and call your witness.
Judge, at this time we'd call Mr. Rajiv Gupta.
Doctor. Who was that again?
Dr. Gupta.
Dr. Gupta, thank you. And Dr. Gupta, over here, sir, come forward. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name, sir?
Rajiv Gupta.
Good afternoon. Please raise your right hand so that you can swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Right over here. Please careful on the way up. Take a seat, get comfortable, pull up to the mic, and we will start. There's an extra water bottle here if you'd like.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to end it on this one. Melanie says she'll try and come on up. That'd be cool. Come on up, share your thoughts here. But I just want to focus on the text messages and the messages there. And that was just it for today. But the next one I'm going to definitely show is, I think they're going to be end up wrapping it up Monday, I think, hopefully. But I wanted the next one I'm going to show one more video of definitely is when the father was on the stand. I think that was very interesting. Jack, you still around there? Would you like to share your thoughts on anything? While we wait and see if Melanie's coming up.
Like I said, this is an insane case. And it's unfortunate that a child lost his life because this loser did not want the kid because she had to pay child support.
Let's not forget that.
But you know, whomever that person that made that statement, we weren't mocking or laughing about the child. We was talking about what would happen to the so-called dad when he gets locked up completely. Some people just need to learn how to read the room instead of just assuming what's going on. They'll make things life better. But you know, prayers for the kid. As far as the lady, I mean, she knew there was a married man. She knew all this, unfortunately. And unfortunately, she was killed in the process of that. To the wife, I don't know what's going on in your head. The man doesn't care about you. He has no respect for you. He has no love for you. So just move on with your life. And to this guy, well, you know, you're a cop. In general population, you're pretty much DOA.
Hey there.
All right, Melanie, she's up here. Any echoing? I don't think so.
I have no echoing.
All right, everybody in the chat, can you hear Melanie clearly? Because I don't want to start talking and y'all say you can't hear her, can't hear her. Anybody can put
I can hear her fine.
Okay, I think you're pretty much good. Okay, Melanie, would you like to share your thoughts about all of this? Okay.
Gosh. Okay. I absolutely adore the prosecutor, and I think he's done a fantastic job. But I'm not feeling so much love for him during the penalty phase.
Mm-hmm.
I don't any of those text messages and calls needed to be put out there, but we have them. I think when you get to his dad's testimony, I think that gives a lot of insight into this convicted dude. Doesn't excuse it. It doesn't give him a pass, but
Correct.
I think it kind of helps understand how he got there.
Yeah, and that's why I appreciated listening to the dad, because that's always want to know what happened in the childhood. What happened? What happened? Because we are a lot of what happened. We are basically what we, from our childhood, what we learned, what we was around, your environment, your family members, were you bullied in school, all that kind of stuff has an effect on your child. That's why it's so important as a parent, to watch out if your child is being bullied and take it serious. Don't be so quick, like, oh, just get over and just move on. That bullying could take an effect to their adulthood. Bullying is serious. I'm
It,
just using that for example.
it does. I mean, I'm an old chick, and I can tell you I'm still traumatized by things that happened in my childhood, and it affects
Mm-hmm.
relationships. And I
Mm-hmm.
had decent parents. I mean, I didn't have fantastic parents, but I
Right.
grew, I grew up in a home where my parents fought day in and day out. No physical violence, but the yelling and screaming day in and day out. I mean, they're both 88. They still yell and scream at each other all day long. So it affects you. And so I think what what the defendant actually went through um, has the ability to affect a person even more,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
Like
then
that.
innocent people are paying the price.
Yep. And we're not sitting there saying like you said, and I don't want nobody getting mixed up. We're saying, oh, well, you're just trying to give him a pass. No, 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 no. We just
No,
understanding where it came from.
right. That's what I always question is how does a human do that to another human? How do you, I mean, I can't even see a dead animal on the side of the road. How how is it a human can do these kinds of things to another human? What has happened in their head? And that's where I'm coming from. It doesn't mean I never want him out of prison. I think he needs to stay locked up forever,
Mm-hmm.
and well, there's two options: locked up forever or the death penalty, which is locked up forever. So
Mm-hmm.
just lock him up forever. But I just want to understand. I think as a society, if we understood more or we cared to understand more about how a person can do these things, what happened in their head, I think we could do better at raising our kids, and we can be better community members and
Exactly.
reduce some of it.
I agree with that 100%. You can learn
Yeah,
from it. That's
yeah.
why, like I told you in the beginning, I'm glad like when you have reached out to me, you reached out to me and said, "Are you gonna cover that?" And I didn't plan to watch this. I was like, "Oh, what are they just gonna talk about? He's gonna get death penalty or not?" But it was good to hear the father. And like I said, when he first came out, I was like, "Oh gosh, we got an enabler. I can't take that." But then when he
Yeah,
started talking, I said, "Oh, I see where he's going," and I feel that he's baffled. Like, what happened?
he's
And
struggling. I had to listen
yeah,
to it twice. He,
yeah, it's
the
like you said, he's struggling to understand. Like, what? And now he's probably putting fault on himself now, thinking it was his fault. Maybe if I would have did this, did that, you know, I don't want, and I hate to know he's going through it, but it's her fault. It's her
yeah,
fault. It's her fault.
it's it, and I think the father is having a hard time at accepting that he actually did this, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if he actually accepts it, the dream is over, right? You
Exactly.
raised you raised a man
Mm-hmm.
who could do this to a woman and a baby. And so I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mental health all the way around, but
Mm-hmm.
um it's I think his dad did the best he could for him by getting him out of that house.
Yep,
and
he
rape.
made a step there. You're right. He did make a step there when I heard that part. I need to listen to it one more time before I, put it out here. But he did. Because some don't even make that step,
Well,
Melanie.
I think what he said is he came home from work one day and she told him to get out and take the kids. She was done. She wanted the house and
That's
he could have the kids. And so he grabbed his boys and walked out the door.
all right. Let's jump into another case. You watched the Johnny Depp and that evil
Uh-huh.
woman, right? Huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't you remember, right? That was, oh my gosh, that was a very good trial. I learned so much from it. And in that trial, remember he was talking about how his mother was,
Yeah.
very controlling, very verbal, and treated the father like crap and all this. And didn't he end up marrying a woman just like his mama?
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
all, you learned a lot. That's why I got so much into that trial. I was like, because at first I wasn't really watching trial, but then when I heard him talking and stand about his mother, I said, oh, I got to cover this because we're getting into the childhood and narcissism. And I was like, I know this girl got to got borderline personality disorder. And then when the therapist came out, they did say she was, diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. But you learn a lot. And he basically did the same thing his father did. He followed his father's footsteps.
he did.
You know?
And
Yeah.
look at how it two different men and the childhood trauma affected them kind of differently. So with
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Depp, he chooses a woman who's an abuser, but he
Right.
always cared about his mother, and he
Mm-hmm.
set her up and took care of her until the day she died, and he never stopped loving her. So two
Isn't
different men, same types of situation,
it?
and
Hmm.
it, they turn out a little differently. I find that fascinating.
It is. It's like I said, that's a good point. I forgot about that. You're right. They turned out differently. He went a different route. He could have turned around and been like the mother, but no, he ended up like I said. When you grow up in an abusive family, when it's abuse, physically or mentally, emotionally, either the child's going to grow up and become a victim, or they're going to be the ones abusing. And usually, it's the boys. They'll turn around and be the abuser, and then the girls will end up being the victim. But sometimes it could be vice versa. So you
Right.
are a lot from your childhood, especially if you haven't got therapy, you haven't, you know, got some help to find out exactly and solve issues in your head, and then you end up taking out on your family or the person that you're with. It's so
Yeah.
sad. It's
I
so
think
sad.
the Depp trial, that was a really good trial. I think that brought a lot of awareness to the public that
Hmm.
it's not just women that are victims of DV. Men are too, and we brush it
Hmm.
under the rug and we don't talk about it. And I
Hmm.
think that was really pivotal that 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 people are now talking about it. That it's sure, the lion's share of it is against women, but there are
Hmm.
men that are victims too.
Exactly. And he
You
was
know,
the type of man he wasn't into like cursing and arguing and putting his hands on a woman. He was just like, look, you remember that 5 hour? I know I had uploaded to that 5 hour recording, and
uh,
I think was it on the 5 hour recording or was it on the video? And he was like, look, I just want to leave. He didn't want to argue, but she just steady pulling at him. No, you're gonna talk to me. You're just gonna talk to me. And some women get like that's why we talk to my boys. Watch out with those type of women. Because next thing
right,
you know, they'll say that you hit me, you hit me. They'll call the cops. You done. Now you in jail. You didn't do nothing to her. All you was just trying to do was leave and let's talk when we're a little bit more calmer. But no, some of us when we get emotional, you're gonna talk to me now. You know what I mean? And then get out of hand.
yeah,
But that was definitely a good trial. I don't know, people looked at it that way, but it was a good trial to see that men get abused too. And there was nothing about him being a punk or he's a softy or how would you let a woman treat you that way. Some men is just they not into hitting women. They're not gonna hit a woman and get loud. Just not. But if it's a dude coming in the face, it's a whole nother situation. So and it was just very interesting when he was talking about his mother, and I was like, well, I'll be darned.
yeah.
He
And
married a woman like his mother.
you look at all of Johnny Depp's previous love interests.
Mm-hmm.
And not a one of them had
None.
ever laid hands on them.
None.
And so why all of a sudden at that age would he start hitting a woman? I mean,
Oh, that's something to think about. Why not at this age? Now all of a sudden he wants to start.
Wake it up, Melody. Wake it up.
I mean, does Amber really believe she's all that? Because she ain't. That man has had some beautiful women, and I didn't really find very much attractive about Amber Heard. I mean, I'm sorry, but
What it was, she love bombed him with she was young.
yeah,
She is pretty. I think she's pretty looking. She's young, pretty. She put it on him in certain ways that he probably like, okay. Like, wow, he felt young again. Wow, I feel like I'm 32.
But she was arrested for domestic violence on her girlfriend.
yeah, up in Seattle at SeaTac. Yeah,
Yeah, she was.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of hard to do at SeaTac. I mean, that's liberal land. I'm just going to tell you. It's a lot free to be you and me, which is the road I like to be on. But I mean, they don't just arrest people up there. So, yeah. Anyways, but I think Amber said that she got arrested because the TSA agent figured out that they were same-sex partners. Well, honey, that's the birthplace of same-sex partners. So that's everywhere in the Seattle, Tacoma area. I mean, and it's everywhere because it's free to be you and me. So, I don't know. Amber just lies. That's pretty much it. So, but this trial's been good. It's been hard to watch, but it's been good.
They go to borderline personality woman and histrionic psycho chick.
Yeah.
He got caught up with the young one. That's what it was. He felt young again. You know, men, they go through that mid-age crisis and they want to feel young. They start wanting to look at these little young girls, and the young girl go and approach them. They feel good, and then plus she wanted to use them because to help her career. And if she would just play her cards right and wasn't crazy, he would have been still with her. Because even like I think with Jack, you have pointed out went on the stand, and I realized later it's like this man still loves her. Even when he was watching the trial, like, he still loves her. He still loves her.
She was an idiot. There was no prenup. She got him to marry her without a prenup. She should have just rode that, you know? It was a good life. He's not a bad man. I mean, you see the things he does with charity. I mean, how do you not love him just solely based on what he does for children? I mean, he's a good man. So she blew it.
Yep, she could have been like the 2000 Julia Roberts or whatever. Yep.
She could have.
Be more. Yeah, she could have really blown up. But nope, she didn't. So now look at you now. Ha ha.
Yep.
Bye, chick.
Broken little pain, you know?
Oh my gosh. But that was definitely, like I said, that was definitely an excellent trial to focus on, men getting abused and things that happen. You remember that scene? I know everybody's like, we talk about Johnny Depp. Well, hey, it's all the same thing. Now, you remember when that clip of her when she was doing the gaslight and setting him up and saying, "You've been drinking all day." She had the hidden camera.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, you're dealing with a dangerous woman. She was setting him up. She was gaslighting him that whole morning. And I was like, wow. And then she pulled out the video and it was like, look, this is the privacy of his own house. You the one who was getting him angry. He was quite fine. And I remember that clip. That was something else. Hiding the camera. And you're supposed to love him. And this is your husband, right? Why are you gaslighting him? Why are you setting him up and got a camera there? You know your man. So you know his triggers. And you want to trigger him. Put the video out so you can use it against him.
And why? She married him with no prenup. Why? She could have just divorced him and gotten the same payday. So,
That was an
Anyways,
interesting trial. But like I
it
said, the
was.
next one I will show with this low life's father in here.
Mm.
Oh, but let me ask you, since you was following it, because I missed certain parts, why they didn't show the father? If you might tell me why they didn't show him
Right,
and just the audio. What was the reason for that? Or you don't know?
death threats. So that they
Oh, he
into
was
an
going to get the death threats.
all of the defense witnesses were getting death threats, and
Oh,
this
okay.
gal that's sitting next to the defendant, her name is Tia. I can't remember her last name. She's actually not a lawyer. She's a social worker. She's received death threats. And one
Oh,
of their defense witnesses under subpoena went and hired a lawyer to get out of the subpoena.
okay. Because I listened to a little bit of that when he was bringing it to the judge.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they
okay,
also,
okay.
oh my gosh. So we had that morning, we started with one juror had contracted COVID, so they had to replace it. So
Mm-hmm.
they pulled an alternate, and then the judge announces the alternate's name from the bench instead of
Oh my
saying
God.
juror number.
Really?
Then that
Judge, you've
juror
been
had
there
to
for a minute.
be
Why would you make that mistake? But okay.
So that juror had to be dismissed. And then they come back and the defense just, they're like, Your Honor, we got to do something. And then they're publicizing, the state is publicizing phone numbers and addresses
What?
for all these people. Yeah, for all these people with their jail phone calls and their emails and who is
Oh,
that and where are they from, and the defense is like, yeah, we gotta stop. I mean, this isn't okay. And so then they stopped doing that. And then they were gone for they left early and things changed. And so then we got that day that the father testified, and now uh, I think he was in the courtroom, but the camera was focused on
right.
the victim family.
In fact, yeah, because I know it's a camera. I couldn't understand what it was, but I did remember watching a little bit of that when you said that people's getting death threats. I guess he was one of them, which I believe. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do believe it. Yeah, they
and
will go for the
people,
parent.
it was absolute craziness. And um, you know, there's a commentator that does a really good job, and she's putting witnesses' names up and who these people are, but it's not like she's publicizing phone numbers and email addresses.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
and then and that on that channel, the bullying of this Tia lady, it was bad. It was
Now you
on
talking about
this channel.
her, the with the blonde streaks, the blonde.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
And,
okay.
and I'm guilty. I mean, I did one day say, I'm all about free to be you and me, but
Mm-hmm.
at some point, I do believe that there should be a respect for the courtroom when it comes to your appearance.
I
But
agree. I agree
but
with certain. I'm
bullying
like,
of
hmm.
Al was crazy. It was just crazy. Even in a stream that I watch all the time. And so
Mm-hmm.
that commentator, that creator shut down the bullying, but only of Tia. You can say anything you want about anybody else, but not Tia.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's just end of trial stuff. But it's I they they have both rested. Monday is closing arguments or
Oh,
jury instructions again. It's done. There are no more
oh, okay.
witnesses.
All right. So nobody else will be coming up. Okay. So I'm gonna focus on the father. Okay. So
Yeah,
what do you think? Your thoughts? You think he's gonna get the death penalty? Not, or are you unsure?
it still has to be unanimous in Texas.
Oh,
So I think the father's testimony did a lot, reversed a lot of damage. I mean,
oh,
I hope he doesn't. I'm opposed to it. But
right.
if he gets the death penalty, you're looking at 30 years of appeals, and they have to hold him on death row. It costs about $40 a day more. And he gets that same big, huge group of lawyers for every appeal. They charge more because they're death penalty certified, and he gets more of them, and
Oh,
the
so it's
taxpayers
like let me ask you this. So you saying like with lawyer, there's different type of lawyers when you're dealing with the death penalty?
Yep, they have to be death penalty certified.
Oh wow. Okay, I learned something new. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh.
so it's the cost, the absolute cost. It's just, I mean, if you just solely look at the cost, this is why it costs 2.5 times more to go
Oh,
after a death penalty than it does to hold somebody for 50 years in a max security prison.
wow.
Yeah, they made it that way. All you need is a firing squad. That's all. Bullets, firing squad,
Okay.
a cigarette. That's it. I mean, it's cost effective. Death penalty is very cost
It's
effective.
not it's not the cost of execution, Jack. It's not the cost of the
Yeah,
execution.
it's through the red tape. It's a lot of the bureaucratic red tape. Yeah,
It's the Constitution.
politics.
It's the Constitution, Jack.
Well,
It isn't.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The red tape, the politics.
Yeah, but if you want to change the Constitution, let's do it. I got things in there I'd like to see changed too. Somebody, please give me one area of the Constitution you can change, because that's a slippery slope, and then I can go after what I want changed. But it's crazy. The cost is absolutely crazy. We no longer get lethal injections from the UK. They will not export the drugs to us anymore.
I think a lot of it has to do with that some of the drugs don't even work the way it's supposed to.
Texas is using expired drugs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I say go back to the electric chair.
It's still legal.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
let me ask.
You tell a jury.
Oh, I'm sorry. Finish your thought. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. Go ahead. Can I finish your thought?
When you tell a jury that you're going execution as an electric chair or a gas chamber, they don't sign on.
Oh, something to think about.
That image, then a jury doesn't really want to sign on to that. Lethal ejection seems like a clean, easy way to just put them down. But we got problems with the drugs. We can't get them. Pfizer won't provide them anymore. Texas is using a compounding pharmacy and expired drugs. Texas only has 10 lethal injections left in stock. And they had more than 10 people they're executing this year.
I just say that's the result of a soft society. Is that people they're just so I don't know, weak-minded. Oh, the literature. They get hyperventilating. All of a sudden, they start breathing terrible. Then they got panic attacks and having anxiety, which is a form of mental illness. And it's just the problem is that we have a weak society today. We have a bunch of weak men, and when you have weak men, then you have out of control women.
We're the last Western democracy that has any form of the death penalty left. And of the United States, only 27 states still uses the death penalty. And by the way, they're Southern. They're Confederate states. I have a deep respect for everybody's position on the subject. For myself, what goes through my head is, why is it okay for me to execute him when it's not okay for him to execute her? It makes no sense to me. As a human, it makes no sense to me. So that's just my opinion. But there are other opinions. I'm not the only opinion in town. So, I mean, you're setting him up on death row for 30 years and giving him all extras.
Let me ask you, Melanie, if they say he gets a death penalty, next week is this going to happen? I'm just making up a day. How do they kill you? How did this happen? How will they kill him?
In Texas, they're still using lethal injection if they can get their hands on it.
Oh, so it still is. Okay. Now, what other states? There's states with electric chair?
The electric chair, I don't know. The electric chair is still legal. I do know that.
Oh, okay.
In Idaho, we still have a firing squad. So they're saying that so on this Brian Koberger, they've asked for the death penalty and they're saying they want it by firing squad. Well, that's because they can't get the drugs anymore for lethal injection. So things are changing. I don't know what they're going to do.
So there is a firing squad in certain states. Oh,
Idaho has a firing squad.
Doesn't Utah still has hanging?
I couldn't tell you. I do not know. But I will tell you that Texas executes executes like 2.5 times the number of people. It was my computer went down, and so all my numbers went down in my computer. But Texas is like a bloodbath state. They execute so many people. So why are they going after this guy for death penalty, but the last border agent, Ortiz, who killed 4 or 5 girls, they didn't go after the death penalty with him?
I didn't watch that trial, but I know you talked because you brought that up to me. I didn't.
Has to do with a child. That might be a factor.
It could be. What do you think, Melanie? I think so. Maybe because of the child. People's weak when it comes to children.
I'm going to look at opening statements, because in opening statements they talked about the mitigating circumstances. And Jack, you might be right, because it was a child.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. That's strange. Like you said, what was it? How many women? Like 5 of them?
Yeah.
And why he didn't get it? Not when you brought that to my attention, because I didn't really watch that trial. I don't think
I know what you said. Oh,
I know why they didn't. The victims' families asked them not to pursue the death penalty, because why? Because they're Catholic, and they did not want to have him executed. Right? That violated their Catholic principles. Yet this family, the young lady, the sister, got up on the stand and said, "Oh, no, she wouldn't think of an abortion. We're Catholic." But then said, "I want him executed."
Okay. You know what, Melanie? I'm going to have to say something. You brought that up. She said, "I'm Catholic. We don't believe in abortions," right?
Right.
Excuse me for what I'm saying, everybody. So don't come and attacking me. These are my thoughts and opinions. When she said that, the first thing came to my mind, well, if you're going to go by, see, when people are religious and stuff, they want to pick and choose what's okay to do and what's not. It's all in the same boat. You're still wrong. First of all, you having sex without being married. You want
Bingo.
All right. You want to go there, Miss Sister? Number 2 is you messing around with a married man. That's the seventh commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery. So, we're Catholic, honey. So you want to talk about, we're Catholic, we don't believe in abortion. See, when she got in there and she said that, I was done. I was like, really?
Now, I'm sorry. Nell, I know you said earlier about human life and what Grizelda White have to take a human life. Now in the Bible, if people want to get biblical understanding, is that when there was a murderer, the family of that person who was murdered actually was able to kill the murderer. Yeah.
Well, the Bible also says to turn the other cheek and let judgment comes on judgment day.
Well, that depends on the situation. That doesn't depend on everything.
Yeah.
But that was interesting.
A good point.
Now, if someone calls you a name or whatever, yes, you can turn the other cheek. But if somebody commits a crime like abuse a child in front of you, I'm gonna put that person to death on the spot, no matter what.
Okay. But like I said, I don't want to get all, I don't like to get all political and religious on this channel. Of course, I will say, I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I love him. He comes first in my life, and I will never stop saying that. But it just kind of, little something to me when she said, "We're Catholic and we don't do abortions." I was like, well, then if you want to follow it, Catholics, no sex before marriage.
Right.
No, to follow the 10 Commandments. No, thou shalt not commit adultery. Yeah, okay. Just people kill me when they want to pull stuff out. But oh well. She could say what she wanted to say. I understand she's upset that she lost her
Yeah.
sister, but it just kind of. And I believe there was other people in the courthouse felt the same way, and people was watching the live stream felt the same way. Like, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's point it out, all due respect. When she was done testifying, the defense, all the defense, and it was time for cross, the defense said, "You loved your sister very much. We are so very sorry for your loss." And that was it, no questions. But when this man's father was done testifying, the state had no problem coming in and grilling him. I have issues.
I didn't get to that part. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, he grills him. I believe what the father said in his testimony, because if he had lied about any of it, that prosecutor would have just ripped him wide open.
You're right,
he
Melody.
did it.
Fair is fair. You're right. You calling a spade a spade. You're right.
Yeah. So I was disappointed that the state felt they needed to do that. This trial's also left it wide open for appeals on death penalty if he gets the death penalty. You know, they're talking about prison. They have to protect society from this man. This is what this prosecutor said. We have to protect society from this man. We need the death penalty so we can protect society. Oh, now we're going to worry about other murderers getting roughed up or killed in prison? That's the society he wants to protect. And it's like, wait a second, I have an issue. But they have left this wide open. So, you know, you're looking at 30 years worth of appeals.
Well, let me ask this the last question I want to ask you. The girl here with the blonde in the hair, the blonde streaks.
Yeah.
She's not actually a lawyer, you're saying?
No, I need to look it up. My understanding is she's a professor and a social worker.
Okay. Because you know when she was fighting, when she went up to the bench and she was fighting for them not to do the recordings, and she was bringing up examples of this and that. That sounded like lawyer talk to me, so I was like, oh, okay, or whatever.
I'm gonna look it up because if she's not a lawyer,
Hold. That's not his attorney.
Well,
the lady is, my understanding is she is not a lawyer. She's a PhD with social work, and she specializes in death penalty situations. But if she's not a lawyer, she shouldn't be speaking, addressing
who is his attorney then?
His attorney are the man that's sitting next to him here, and then Pina Boggs, and then Pina with the ponytail. He's got 3 or 4 lawyers, and then there's paralegals and judicial assistants. So, but he's got a large, Everybody's a great dude, yeah.
Everybody's at the party.
Everybody's at the party, gets a huge defense team. So his actual Pena, where everybody's running under his license, Pena is on the same side of the table, and as you look at your screen, he's to the left. He keeps
this guy?
sleeping.
The older one, him? No.
He keeps falling asleep.
Wait a minute, which one are you talking about? I'm done. Wait
the one you just circled. He keeps falling asleep at the table.
Oh, okay.
Getting up, just head down and asleep. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my god. It's interesting.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah. Those are my thoughts. My battery's about to die. So I think I need to jump out of here.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Wait, we have passed the 2 hours, but thank you for sharing your thoughts and giving us, insight. I know I have one more question. We'll save for next time. Okay, how about you next time with the question was something else. But I'm glad that you, what people said they seen the same thing like I seen with the father because it really did move me. So we'll get into the father and just focus on that.
Yeah.
And have you been watching the trial real quick? Have they ever evaluated him or checked him out to see if he's a sociopath, narcissist, histrionic, anything? Was anything like that checked on him?
He spent a year. He spent 1 year in the turtle suit, because he was a self-harm risk.
Okay.
He's also was taking some drugs mixed together by prescription that some doctors say could cause that aggression. And some doctors say, no, it's perfectly fine. But he was taking testosterone by injection, testosterone and something else.
I remember that.
And,
Okay.
So I don't know if that had something to do with it. I mean, he's not, just for the fact that he could do that and do that not only to the girl, but to the baby, to me says he's not wired right. But
And
not criminally insane.
he first harmed the baby. And what bothers me the most about this whole trial, I mean, well, the killing, the baby suffered before he killed that baby because that baby
Yeah,
couldn't
but
move.
But they haven't proved that, Donna. That's just
true.
suspicion.
It's suspicion, right? It's not him been 100% proven, and nobody knows what was the child.
I wonder if they're gonna pull his psychological records, because in order for you to be a law enforcement, they put you in a psychological test.
Well, he was in the Navy too.
Yeah, that's right. The Navy too.
He's analyzed every 12 months in the Navy.
Yeah, so they should have, if he had any mental illness issues, they would have flagged that, picked that up.
Well, Jack,
right
I have to say something. I have to say something on this one. When it comes to these narcissists, sociopaths, they are so cunning and so clever and charismatic that they can swipe right through a test and do well, and you will never know. Look at Ted Bundy and so many others.
Oh.
So they're very they really smart and cunning that way. That's why a lot of them have high positions in jobs because they can work their way up, and they don't have no remorse and empathy. So I can see him passing all of those tests. That's really nothing new. Unfortunately, it's creepy. It really is creepy, and it can just slip through like that.
Look at this guy in New York. Is architect.
A flipping architect. The Long Island serial killer. God dog. Oh Lord, I was thinking about talking about that. Maybe we'll get into that one as soon as this is over. Lord have mercy.
I think I'm going to be flying me to New York just to go to some hearings on this one. I mean, how the hell? And you watch. How many more is he going to be attached to? How many more do you think he's going to be attached to? You think it was 3 and that was it? No way.
No way. There's others, and they saying that rumors is what it might be a possibility. It might be another one. Maybe alone or copycat or whatever. So
they're digging up his backyard. They're digging up his backyard, and then he backs up to green space, wild space, natural space. Mm-hmm. They're going in there too.
Jeez, this reminds me of Ben. What was that? Casey, the other serial killer, we had him in. I don't know. He said, dig up. Remind me when he had him in his house. What's that one? The clown killer. Not he was getting those young boys. Casey. Something. You almost had it.
Yeah.
Okay. Remind me.
Okay, I'm gonna jump out of here because my phone is
okay.
Flat.
Yes. All right, but thank you for coming up here, and we will, I said, keep in touch and go from there and talk.
Hey,
but thank you for sharing your thoughts, and have a blessed one. Have a blessed one.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this one. So that's about it. Everybody share their thoughts and opinions, and appreciate it. So we will stay tuned because basically I know I'm definitely going to show another one. I want to focus on the father. Like I said it several times. We have to focus on him to listen. Like I said, I focus on the different clips of this trial, and all trials is more focused on relationships, personality disorders. That's the ones that I want to focus on more. So I don't really show all the other stuff I've been watching. I know it's important too because you need the evidence of dealing trial, why the person's being convicted or whatever, et cetera, but I just want to focus on the relationship aspect. So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I always say is date smart, not thirsty. Just be aware. Be aware. And that wife, God help you. Mm-mm-mm. All right, date smart, not thirsty. Bye. Adios.